Alright friends, how are you all doing? I hope you're all well. And thanks to your good wishes, I'm doing really great too. So today, I'm going to share a super fun and engaging story with you. This one's going to be pretty interesting, folks. So don't skip any part of it. Listen to the whole thing, and you'll get a lot of entertainment and a lot of laughs. So, let's get started with my exciting story today. My name is Ashley, and today, I'm going to share with you the incredibly tough journey my mom and I went through. I'm currently 22 years old, but when I was 9, my real dad passed away. My parents didn't have any other kids besides me. So, I ended up growing up at my grandparents' place. My mom stayed there too. Eventually, when I was in high school, I gently tried to make my mom understand. I said, "Bye, Mom, you're at your parents' house, and I'm at my grandparents' house. Since your parents' place isn't big enough for Dad's family, how long are you going to live like this, without a partner? You have a life too. Why don't you get married? My grandparents will take care of me. I'm big now. I understand things, especially since I'm in high school." But my mom told me, "No, Ashley. If I leave you now and get married, no guy will want to marry you in the future. You'd be without a mom and a dad. There's no need to do anything like that. I'll do whatever happens after your life is settled." I tried to explain it to her so many times, but Mom just wouldn't get it. Then one day, Mom suddenly told me, "Ashley, can I tell you something? Your grandpa secretly brings up good marriage proposals for me sometimes. Not for you, but for me." At that point, I told her, "Mom, since Grandpa is bringing up these proposals, then his opinion and mine are the same. You should make a decision. Do something. Look, you got married young, and then I was born. I'm grown now. I understand things. I'm in high school, and I'll be in college in a couple of years. My grandparents are really well off. I'll grow up in their house. But the days you're losing from your life, will you ever get those back?" My mom then said, "No, Ashley, it's not like that. I'm not agreeing to get married because I'm thinking about your future." I told her, "No, you're making a mistake. Since my grandparents want to take responsibility for me, and since your parents, while still alive, are arranging for your marriage, you should just do it. What if my dad passed away? Does that mean life stops? If God keeps us alive, how many more days do we have?" Hearing this, my mom said, "Okay, Ashley, your grandpa has found a really good suitor. Apparently, his wife passed away. And he has 2 kids. He's a bit of a religious type, and his personality is supposedly very good. Plus, he has a lot of money. He's a very wealthy man. So, what do you say? You're grown up now. Give me your opinion." I told her, "Yes, Mom. Since they, your parents, know what's good for their daughter, they must have found someone good. Look, if you want to, if you like him." "But Mom, how old is that poor man?" My mom said, "Well, after 2 kids, his wife passed away, so he's probably around your dad's age. So what should I do? I'm just thinking about what will happen to you in the future. That's my only concern. Otherwise, I would have already done something." Eventually, my mom agreed. And I was somewhat happy, because my mom wouldn't have to carry my burden anymore. My grandparents handled all my expenses, education, and pocket money. And my grandparents were taking responsibility for their daughter and arranging her marriage. So what could I do? I really just wanted my mom to have happiness. My mom wasn't agreeing to marry for my sake. But once she understood, she agreed. And a few days later, my grandpa sent my mom off to be married into that house. Later, I heard the guy was really good. A few days later, my mom called me and said, "Ashley, my husband is really good. He's very religious, and his personality is excellent. Day by day, I've been telling him about you. And he told me to bring you here. He wants you to come live with us instead of staying at your grandparents' house." I said, "No, Mom. Why would I go there? What if they disrespect me?" My mom said, "No, Ashley, since I'm here, your birth mother, Don't worry so much about it. You'll study properly here. And he wants to take responsibility for everything, even for your wedding expenses, for a formal wedding. His 2 kids study, and you'll fit right in with them. Hearing my mom's words, I agreed. The next month, my mom brought me there. I called him uncle, not dad, because I only had one dad in my life, and he wasn't alive anymore. So, things continued like that. I took my high school exams there, and passed with good grades. Then, he got me admitted to college. He was a really good guy. Honestly, my mom had good luck. And my grandparents wouldn't give their daughter to just anyone. They looked into everything. Anyway, it seemed like both my mom's and my lives were well settled. Then one day, my mom told me, "Ashley, your dad is a little sick. He's not feeling well." I asked, "Why, Mom? What happened to him?" My mom said, "For the past few days, he's been having chest pain. I don't know if it's asthma or what, but apparently, he's had this condition before." I thought, I already lost my dad when I was little, and then I was raised by my grandparents. My mom came to this house hoping for some happiness, and my grandparents sent her here. Now what kind of twist of fate is this? What if something happens to him? I heard he had a heart attack once before. So, I told my mom, "Mom, you should get Dad good medical treatment. Take him to a good doctor, and God willing, he'll be fine." My mom said, "No, he's getting treatment. There's no lack of money, and he's been getting proper treatment as before. But this problem has been there for a long time, and the doctor said something could happen suddenly at any time." Hearing this, I felt sad. And I felt sad because my mom came to this family with so much hope, hoping for some happiness. I would get an education and become a good person, and my mom would find some happiness. My grandparents carefully chose this house for Mom. So, it was natural for me to feel a little down, thinking about what kind of destiny this was. Then, suddenly, one night, as I was sleeping, I heard crying from my mom's room. There were 3 of us, his 2 kids and me, studying and sleeping in one room. We hurriedly got up and opened the door to hear the crying. Then we knocked on Mom's door. Mom opened it. We saw her sitting silently, with her head in her hands, in that state, with tears in her eyes, not looking at us or speaking. We rushed to her and asked, Mom, what happened? What happened in the middle of the night?" My mom burst into tears and said, "Your dad is gone tonight. I woke up and saw he wasn't breathing. He passed away." Anyway, what kind of situation was that day? The person on whom the entire family depended, his 2 kids, and the 3 of us siblings. And my mom came to this family with so much hope. What would happen to those 2 kids? Where would they go? But they didn't lack any money. My new uncle had donated an acre of land to my mom. So, my mom told me, "I don't want to leave this family and go back to your grandparents' house, Ashley. I've become attached to these 2 kids." Anyway, friends, we continued to live in that family. There were separate people for farm work, who would cultivate the land and harvest the crops. Whatever money was needed, Mom would handle it herself. My uncle had a lot of money invested. There was no problem. There was also a lot of fertile land, fields, and crops. Anyway, things continued like that. His daughter was older, and his son was younger. The son wasn't old enough to understand things yet. He was still in primary school. His daughter had just started high school, in 6th grade, and I had passed my high school exams and started college. Eventually, when I was 22, meaning now, I understood good and bad things. So I told my mom, "Mom, the family is in your hands now. We 3 siblings are all young and don't understand much. I'm a little older among them. Anyway, a family needs a guardian. I'm a daughter, Mom. It's not like if I were a son, you could have gotten married again and brought a girl into the family, or I would have taken charge of the family when I grew up. That's not the case. So how long will you continue like this?" My mom said, Well, Ashley, who would accept me now if I went back to your grandparents' house? I'm old now, and you're grown up and studying in college. Any day now, you'll need to be married off. So, I'll arrange your marriage from this family. And as long as I'm alive, I'll take full responsibility for this whole family. We've managed so far. Your dad passed away, and then he passed away too. It's just fate. Who can stop it? I told my mom, "Don't worry, Mom. After you marry me off from this family, if you want to in the future, you can make a decision like that again." My mom said, "Well, if I make such a decision, what will happen to this acre of land my new uncle donated to me?" I said, "That's written in your name, Mom. That's yours." My mom said, "Then there are these 2 kids in your uncle's house. I was raised with them, and they are motherless. And now their father is gone too. So if I do something else in the future and go somewhere, who will take care of them? They need someone human. I'm like a mother to them. They call me Mom." Look, I can't leave them and go anywhere, Ashley. Don't say such things. I don't need a husband in the future, and I don't need to build another family. Enough is enough. Whatever was in my destiny has happened today. So many problems. Then I told my mom, "Mom, listen. Everything has happened because of destiny." Then my mom, after a moment of deep thought, suddenly told me, "Ashley, you're grown up now. You're in college, and this family needs a guardian. I've been thinking about it. And a guardian left my life too, and then your 2 dads passed away one by one. Now, I'm thinking that since you're grown up, if your husband, meaning my son-in-law, could take charge of this family, as a live-in son-in-law." I said, "No, Mom. Actually, a son from another family, a guy of my level, since I'm an educated girl. If he doesn't agree to live at his in-laws' house these days, then what will happen?" My mom said, "Yes, I know that, but still, I'd at least try asking. Let's first arrange your marriage. What do you think? Are you ready to get married now?" I said, "Yes, Mom, since I'm grown up, and you're getting older, and who knows what might happen." My uncle also passed away. My dad also left me when I was little. Now these 2 kids are also orphans, and I'm an orphan too. Where will we go, Mom? Instead, I'd say, I'm grown up and suitable. I study in college, I'm well educated. So you should look for a suitor for me. If you find a good one, then get me married. My mom said, "Okay, I'll look around. I'll tell your grandparents. If they have a good suitor, we'll see." So as time went on, after a month or 2, they found a good lead, a good groom. They looked into him and arranged my marriage, and I got married. Then, after a month or 2, when I told my husband everything, I broke it down for him. Look, I lost my dad when I was little. My mom, at a young age, came to a new place for another purpose. There, my grandpa married her into a family that had 2 kids. Their previous wife had passed away prematurely. My mom raised those 2 kids like her own, and she brought me along too. I studied in college there. Now that uncle, my mom's second husband, has also passed away. So now, that family has a lot of property, wealth, and many things. I explained everything in detail to my husband. My husband then said, "Okay, what do you want me to do, Ashley?" I said, "Look, my mom told you to tell you this. That family still doesn't have a guardian. If you could somehow stay happy in that family. I'm not talking about being a live-in son-in-law, just going to that family and helping out. We don't have a guardian, and I'm happy with you, just as I'm settled. But my mom and those 2 kids, they don't have anyone looking over them. No matter how much money they have, how many farmers and laborers work on their land, who will manage their livelihood when my mom is the only guardian in the family? How long will she carry all this burden and manage things alone?" My husband agreed to my words. So, he told me, "Ashley, let's go home on Friday, and we'll explain everything to your mom. From now on, even if I can't be fully active, I'll take care of the entire family's responsibilities. But people shouldn't say nasty things about me being a live-in son-in-law. I'd be ashamed to hear that. You know I don't lack anything. I only agreed because of you all. Anyway, my husband started managing the family beautifully. Then, eventually, my mom's 2 stepkids grew up. So my mom one day told my husband, "Look, son, it's your responsibility to marry off these 2 kids. You look for good suitors. They've both grown up. If we could get them married?" Oh, those poor kids. They're motherless and fatherless. They're complete orphans. I've been raising them with the love of a mother all this time. But I'm old now, son. And who knows what might happen, where I might go. Life is unpredictable. Hearing my mom's words, my husband said, "Okay, Mom, don't worry. I'm here." So, as time went on, my 2 step-siblings were also married off one by one in a beautiful ceremony. They went to their new homes. But what about my mom's house? The house where my mom was married into. It had a lot of property because that uncle was very wealthy. I never called him Dad. I called him Uncle because my birth father had left me when I was little. Then one day, as things continued, my mom also passed away. At that point, who would look after all the property in that family, the fields and everything? Then those 2 step-siblings told me, "You're our big sister. We've gone to other homes, and you've gone to another home too. But our younger brother is still small. How will he manage all of this alone? Please keep an eye on us." Anyway, friends, after that, I continued to look after my mom's property and that family with my husband. Then, when my younger bros, there gradually grew up and started his family life. He understood a lot of things. That's when I explained everything to him. And I started living my life peacefully at my husband's house. So friends, that's my story for today. It's about how I managed my life's journey and family after losing my dad in childhood and bringing my mom along, and what happened in the end. I'm so happy to have shared this with you today. It feels like a huge weight has been lifted. If you really liked this story, then please subscribe to the channel right now, give the video a like, and share it to give your loved ones a chance to hear it. And yes, friends, I'll be back with an even better story tomorrow. Until then, stay well, take care of your health, look after your family, and send your little ones to school regularly. With that, I'll say goodbye for today. Bye-bye.